Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of r/JustNoMil. In today's episode, what should I say when Mil complains she never gets to see her grandbaby? Mil bought my kids brand new bicycles. Mil just ruined breakfast. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. What should I say when Mil complains she never gets to see her grandbaby? I've managed to avoid Mil for almost 3 glorious months. But she started to creep back in my DMs and try to guilt DH and I separately to bring baby over for a visit. I mean, fine. It's been 3 months. Mil is passive-aggressive, not the best company, and she mainly only talks to DH when we're there, and ignores me when I suggest she lets LO play and just leave her alone while she's quiet, and let her explore her new surroundings. She doesn't listen, she picks up LO, who starts to cry hysterically and sometimes vomits from crying so hard. Anyway, I just really could use some scripts when we end up seeing Mil at some point, or next time she messages me. I just know she's going to express that she wants to see LO more. She'll generally say something like, LO doesn't like me. She's not used to me. Pout. You have to get used to me, LO. I'm grandma. I wish I could see her more. When can I babysit? Like I said, she's passive-aggressive, so I'm not expecting a direct question like, can you bring her over more often? But, I guess I'm just preparing for battle here. DH has no spine and is easily guilted by his mom, as are all her other adult children. I am the only one going against her norm/agenda by not bringing my LO over weekly. The others bring their kids over either daily, or multiple times a week. Update: this morning DH told me I'm a helicopter parent. I said no, I'm not. I'm LO's mom. It's natural for me to love and protect her. Oh, but you let your mom hold her when she was crying so we could load the car. Yes, because my mom doesn't make passive-aggressive comments about it, and she tries to distract the crying with toys, etc. Not getting in her face and telling her to get used to it. They're calling me a helicopter parent because I always have to be around. Yeah, she's my baby. I'm not Mil's baby oven. LO doesn't like to be grabbed. You keep grabbing her. Of course she doesn't like you. Stop grabbing her and give her a chance to like you. I'm not bringing LO over more often when you insist on making her cry so hard she vomits. That's horrible for her, and I won't subject her to it more than I must. If you want to see LO more, be nice to her. Best said when cleaning up vomit and comforting LO. This is what I will say next time. I'm shaking, feeling horrible right now because DH told me to stop being a helicopter parent. Wow and wow. So first off, LO screams because she doesn't know her grandma. The poor thing doesn't need to be treated like a toy, accessory, or a living doll by his mother, her grandmother. That's what she wants, an accessory or toy to dress up and show off. LO is a small human being who has to get cleaned up, dressed, and put in a car seat to travel to a woman who can't or won't interact with her, throwing her schedule off, screaming bloody murder till she pukes, which by the way isn't healthy for your baby, because your SO's mom doesn't care about this child's well-being over her personal wants. Personally, I wouldn't put it up with it as a parent because it's borderline abuse of your child to get her that worked up that she pukes regardless of the reason. The damage to her esophagus and throat will impact her as she gets older. Please talk with your pediatrician about this. When are you planning on keeping your hands to yourself so that your grandbaby doesn't cry until she vomits? Seriously, this woman sounds like a traumatic menace. It is not normal to see your grandparents every week. Ask DH how often he saw his grandparents. Everyone is different how often they did. However, once a week wanting you to come to her is unreasonable. A relationship goes both ways. She needs to make efforts to come to you guys. If she makes a comment, then say, "Why don't you ask then?" MIL, we are busy and have our own lives. We will try to visit, but you can also come to us. You just need to ask to if we are available. If you want to LO more, then make effort to plan a visit. TBH, I saw my grandparents on school breaks or birthdays/holidays. However, I only saw one set every 2 years-ish, for they didn't respect my parents. This is amazing advice. Wow, you and everyone here has made me feel so much better, validated, and confident that I'm doing the right thing to keep LO safe, comfortable and happy. Your LO vomits from crying so hard. Why are you allowing this to happen? Tell your DH to invite her to yours for a specific date and time. The part about the baby crying hard enough to vomit really is bothersome. Your DH is okay with that. DH Scholze, the melodrama needs to stop, Mom. We're a busy family and it's perfectly possible to develop a lovely relationship without being in each other's pockets. When you say things like XXXXXXXX, it makes us less inclined to make time to see you in our busy lives. We will not be modeling emotional manipulation to our children, so unless you can get this under control before LO's old enough to understand you, then we won't be seeing you at all. Do you understand? Oh dear LO, Grandma's being melodramatic again. Shall we show her how the pros do it? Wea. She'll generally say something like, the response to all her complaints is to tell her, if DH won't, that if she listened to you and DH regarding LO's needs, their relationship will improve. Until then, she gets what you two are prepared to offer. Then the ball's in her court. This is perfect. My trick for passive aggressiveness is to confront it directly. My Mil talks under her breath, so I'll say, "Did you say something, Mil? I couldn't hear you." You could try, "Would you like us to come over, Mil?" All you have to do is ask if you want something. They hate it and it calls them out. Ooh, love this. Next time she corners me, literally corners me in her kitchen in front of her female relatives, with her passive-aggressive comments/questions, I will totally say this. You know you are welcome to stop by for a visit, all you have to do is ask. MIL bought my kids brand new bicycles. My wife, 33, and myself, 43, are currently separated and she is living with her parents. We are sharing custody of our 2 boys, 6 and 4, 50-50. The oldest's birthday was last week and I am currently unemployed/underemployed, so I was super frugal when buying presents. He had just learned to ride his bicycle the week before, which he was already too big for, so I bought a used bicycle and several other small presents, all totaling around $100. The youngest got the hand-me-down. My wife had a small get-together to celebrate both boys' birthdays yesterday. Youngest birthday is next week, with her close family. MIL bought both boys brand new bicycles worth over $400 altogether and said that the bikes are not allowed to leave their house. Update: X and I talked about it. Likely MIL was not trying to one-up me, but she definitely was aware how it might be perceived and did it anyway. I also found out that she has been buying the same books and pajamas I have bought for the boys that they enjoy for their house. I had and still have no problem with the kids taking these or any other items between households. Someone below said I was competing with MIL. I now think it is the other way around and she is trying to keep up with me with the new information. X and I are kind of poking fun at her now behind her back. I know this all seems pretty benign and petty, but I can assure you there is something seriously wrong with this woman. I've been co-parenting over a decade. Mom's things and dad's things are very common. Honestly, it's not a hill to die on. Exactly. I've lost track of the number of stories I've read about one parent buying something expensive for their child and then the item is broken, lost, stolen by a step-parent or step-sibling, etc., at the other parent's house. If the shared parenting situation is in any way dysfunctional, I can see why stuff stays in one place. This all day. Get used to this type of thing. They will have mom's house things and dad's house things, and it won't all travel with the kids either. It's pretty common for bigger items like that to stay in one place. Example, my son takes his PS4/VR back and forth but he's got a TV in both homes. My daughter has a bike at both homes. I bought the kids bathing suits/towels/pool shoes/pool toys that stay here because we have a pool, no pool at other home. I understand it had to upset you to give your son a used bike, then JustNoMil buys a brand new one. And they may have intentionally done it to be assholes. But your sons will only care that they have bikes at both houses. I may sound bad but I don't see anything wrong. Same. My ex got our girls new bikes for his place. Not even related to a birthday or holiday. I'm happy he can afford to do so. I struggle a bit more and have to be frugal. My youngest has a birthday coming up this month. Dad is getting her a cell phone, she's turning 8. I cannot afford nearly something as nice so I'm planning a few small gifts, dinner, and a day just hanging out and she's excited about it. As long as the kids are happy and taken care of, that's all I care about. They have bikes at your house and bikes where mom is. It's not that big of deal. When you are back on your feet you will more than likely buy new stuff too. The kids don't really care. This isn't that big of a deal unless you make it one. Your kids have 2 different houses. I see no problem having a bikes, toys, clothes at each home that stays at that home. MIL may have been trying to be a biatch to you, but the result is your kids now have really nice bikes. Kids of divorce often have 2 sets of everything. Don't let your kids know you are not thrilled for them. Never sh*t talk their mom around them. Kids watch and learn. I get what you are saying and will have to get used to that. Anything that I give my kids is theirs and they are free to take anywhere they please. You know what? F her. Just be a good dad. Be there for your kids, as much as you can. That is what matters. That is what kids remember. They might be screaming for joy at the new bike, but what they'll remember is whether or not you were around. That you loved them. Selfish people suck. We know that. Go beyond that and just love your kids. Try and be happy that your boys have bikes that they can use at JN's house and don't make any disparaging comments about it. Just keep being the best dad you can be. If her intent was to use the expensive bikes as an foo to you, don't sweat it. Your kids will learn to see through that crap. Good luck, OP. That's my goal. Thanks for the support. I know the kids will see through it all but I don't want them to feel bad for me. They shouldn't have that burden. I agree with being happy for your kids, but I simultaneously see how it's trying to snub you and perhaps should be brought up with your ex. If possible, as it depends on the real you two have. For context, this is just the latest incident and I tried not to write a book for my first post. MIL has been spreading allegations that I am abusing my kids to at least 2 different people that I know about. She got mad last week because I am dropping them off and picking them up from school. I don't need or particularly want her help. My wife and I get along just fine except for when it comes to her relationship with her parents. She can see their BS but cannot bring herself to do anything about it because she doesn't want to lose her family. I have been NC/LC with them for a couple of years. That is why we are separated, because wife chose them over me. MIL just ruined breakfast. I gotta say, we're not married, but in Spanish the term suegra is not linked to your legal status. My boyfriend is still having so much issues with his mom. The has been chill recently, but still insults my boy every chance she has. My boyfriend was cooking right now, doing arepas, then, Mil wakes up, comes into the kitchen, starts coughing. She has been sick for the last week. She puts her bare hands in the arepa masa to taste it. She throws a fit because, doesn't has salt, you ruin the food, you're so useless. She puts her hands in the masa again. Well, we're not eating that. Yikes. That doesn't sound very sanitary. I would be cautious eating other food that she makes from now on unless I could cook it with her so as to supervise and make sure she doesn't do any more gross stuff to the food. There are no words for how she treats your so. I would have been seeing red, thrown out the masa and ripped her a new one. Get your filthy hands out of the food, and if you don't like how it tastes, don't eat it, and then proceeded to thank her for wasting your perfectly good breakfast. I don't understand people like that. Why does she feel the need to kill your SO's confidence? That's rude and disgusting. Uf que mal genio tien esa mujer. You guys have every right to feel upset. Disgusting. Who does that? Even if you're not sick, that's disgusting. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and we will see you in the next video.